The idea of online coaching, I think, is fantastic. It's so easy to do. You just basically send your video of you doing your onboard. Hi Simon, thanks for sending your video of you around Val de Vienne on your R6 from about minute 9 onwards for that lap. It's probably an ideal lap to talk about you as a rider, what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right. And to be honest, you're doing an awful lot right. It's quite difficult sometimes to get radiuses correct. But if we go quickly to the Google Maps image, so using Google Maps is a tremendous advantage because it can give you like a visualization, like an overview of what you need to do and where you need to place the bike. I've found generally there, if you've come from the left-hand side of the track, and then if you aim for about 3 to 5 feet away from, as it were, halfway around that first apex there, aiming to get the bike as far out to the left-hand side of the track and using that point to tip in to here. What the ideal scenario in this particular corner is getting to this point in the track as quickly as possible, but not be travelling too fast to not make this corner. If we listen to your bike going around that corner, what you do, not every lap, but a lot of laps, is because you're not carrying enough pace here into the corner, you're effectively slightly over slow. So what your solution to it is, because you know where you need to get to, you know you need to get out to the left-hand side of the track. What you actually do often is you pick the throttle up just to kind of get you there, and then shut off and get the bike into the corner. But if you then pick the throttle up, you change the balance of the bike, and you change the geometry slightly. That's why the throttle closed helps the bike turn in. So let's have a look at how you get on doing that, exactly that. You don't really need to make this apex as such. You've just got to use it as a reference point, because what you're trying to do ultimately, we're trying to get our bike over to the left-hand side of the track, over there somewhere. Now if you listen very carefully, you'll hear you just pick up the throttle ever so slightly. Yeah, that is you in essentially trying to keep your momentum going by that on and off the throttle. That is what I'm talking about. If you can have carried more pace into the corner, it allows you to keep the throttle closed, be travelling effectively faster than you are now on that closed throttle, but still allowing you to keep the throttle closed, which allows the bike to turn in to that second apex. In all fairness, as I said to you, I think you're doing a great job there, but it's that little, it's the commitment on the first part of it, being able to sort of really run into that corner and try to keep the throttle closed. In all honesty, I did a little bit of the on-off throttle there as well. Having said that, the approach speed of the BM is quite high, and it's a tricky corner to get right. Things I look for here are, or references for me, are your 200 meter mark. It's a beautifully easy thing to see, but the next one is your 100, and that on any bike practically is going to be too late. So it's somewhere in between these points that you have to start looking for something. As you can see, it's quite bland, but you can use things like on the left hand side of the track where the grass starts there, which is probably about 175. But at that reference point, it's about going full gas to full brakes, like you're trying to stop the thing. Stop, 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 stop. What I did notice here is if you look at the dip in your bike when you hit the brakes, not long after you've braked, you can see the bike rise up slightly, which tells me that you've eased off slightly in the braking. Tiny little bit of a bobble there. Don't blame you, because it's one of the track is slightly undulating there, and this is where being consistent on the throttle and kind of relaxing on the bike as much as possible and letting the bike move around underneath you and be comfortable, confident on the bike under acceleration. It's going to be squirming a bit, and it's having the confidence to kind of let the bike do its thing as opposed to gripping on, hang on for grim death. I think you do a great job of getting over to the left-hand side of the track here, and it's worthwhile putting effort into focusing on it, not just accelerating hard out of that left, but focusing on keep turning left to get the bike over to the left-hand side of the track. So once again, we open that radius up through this right-hander.